compliance with the Open Meetings Act, the Verona Board of Education passed a resolution at its meeting held on January 5th, 2016. The meeting set forth the schedule of its regular meetings, which resolution was within 7 days of passage. The schedule was sent to the Verona City Times, the Star Ledger, the Herald News, the Township of Verona, and the Verona Education Association. Postings of this meeting setting forth the time, location, and agenda were posted in each of Verona's 6 schools, the board office, and town hall. This posting was also sent to the above newspapers, all SEA presidents, and SEA liaisons. The Verona Board of Education operates under consent agenda format. Any board member has a right to have an item pulled to be voted upon or discussed separately. Copies of tonight's agenda and resolutions have been made available to the public present. Mr. Eunice, Mrs. Fresky, Mr. Day.
Here.
Mrs. Bernardino. Here. Mr. Quattrochi.
Here. Okay, welcome to our second meeting in September. We have a presentation tonight from our high school administration. And before you start speaking, Mr. Constable, do we have any questions or comments on the agenda? You are on.
Thank you. Again, it's our pleasure to do this again this year, although this Student of the Month presentation is from last school year. So these are the June Students of the Month from last school year, and we wanted to give an opportunity for everyone to be here with the summer vacation schedule. So this is us finishing out last school year, and we look forward to starting next school year. So for grade 9 last year and grade 10 student this year is Philip Chivoli. I'm going to read what was written about you in your nomination for Student of the Month. Last school year, Philip excelled in AP World History, Honors English 1, Honors Biology, and Honors Geometry, earning a B+ in one course and an A- or greater in all of his other courses. Mrs. Sepsi said Phil was committed to the multi-week review timeline for AP World History exam that I gave in class. He consistently reads the additional articles that I post on the Google Classroom. Philip does the little extra things. This year, Philip is taking AP Human Geography, Honors Algebra 2, Honors Chemistry, Honors English 2, and Honors U.S. History. Congratulations, Philip. So for grade 10, now grade 11 student is Clara Farrell. Claire earned a B+ or greater in English 2, U.S. History 1, Geometry, Drawing, Painting, Collage 1, Ceramics, and Mosaic 1. In addition, Claire demonstrated perseverance and grit during her experience in Honors Chemistry. Mr. Scott said, Claire came in for extra help every morning during May, and with that increased intrinsic motivation came remarkable results. In the final analysis, learning how much you are capable of, learning to believe in yourself and your ability, and learning the importance of daily hard work is a more important lesson than anything I could have taught her in chemistry class. Congratulations, Claire. Grade 11, now grade 12 student, Megan Yates. Megan earned an A- or greater in all of her classes last school year. This included AP Environmental Science, Honors English 3, Physics, Spanish 4 Honors, Honors Algebra 2, and U.S. History 2. Mrs. Helmsley Carlotta said Megan puts a tremendous amount of time and effort into both academics and athletics. She sets a high standard for herself in both of these areas and is consistently working hard to meet those standards. I believe she sets a tremendous example for the younger students, athletes to follow. This year, Megan is enrolled in AP English Literature and Composition, AP Statistics, AP Biology, and Honors Pre-Calculus. Congratulations, Megan. And the downside of doing it in September is Miranda Williams, who is now currently attending Ithaca College, who is represented by her parents here. We're proud of her and we miss her. I'm sure she's doing awesome. I'm going to read what was written about her here. Miranda excelled in AP English Literature and Composition, Drama, Theater Arts, AP Environmental Science, AP Pre-Calculus, AP Computer Science, Color Guard, and Choir. Mrs. Young, who we also missed, said Miranda is our stage manager and she does a professional job. I don't know what I would have done without Miranda. She organizes everything, keeps actors in check, organizes and manages both the running crew and set build crew, and she conducts inventories. Miranda is a true student manager, and we miss her. We congratulate you guys. Thanks for coming. Again, thank you. If we could get a moment to take everybody's picture together, that would be wonderful. Anyone here? Do that.
Of course we can. Yeah. My dad.
You want to get in this, Dad? Represent?
Oh, yeah.
You're standing. I'll stage reference there.
You know what? Everybody just turn it this way a little bit so you can get a little bit closer.
Shows we're professional.
I am. So long story.
Are they supposed to all be wearing white t-shirts and the same pants?
All right, one more time. Thank you.
I got blue. My parents, no? Thank you. All right, guys.
Good try. I wish I'd done this when I was Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for coming.
Okay, let's go to the agenda.
Good evening, everyone. A few updates. First thing is yesterday was Monday, the 26th of September. We had a professional development day, full day in district. Students were off, but our faculty, our staff was in district. We had a lot of professional development going on, mostly centered around student growth objectives and making sure that teachers had ample time to work on that and some other professional development requirements to kick off the school year. And that was a successful day. The board presentation schedule is something that we publicize every year. We're finalizing the details of this year's presentations. We usually try to have one presentation at every meeting and some recognition of the different types of things that are going on in each of our schools. So we anticipate that that presentation schedule for the 2016-2017 school year will be ready for the October 11th meeting, and we'll post that on the district website. We have, out of our 6 schools, we've already had 4 back-to-school nights at all of our elementary schools. They've all been very well attended as expected and have been very well received. Tomorrow evening, Wednesday, will be Verona High School, and this Thursday will be HBW Middle School. I'd just like to recognize our technology department, Mr. Higgins, Mr. Alessio, and Mr. Balaj, who've been working really, really hard over the past several weeks. We kickstart the year on September 6th, I think, this year, but their work doesn't end there. They've been in classrooms and in schools and trying to get everything up and running throughout the month of September and have done an outstanding job. So thank you to our tech department for their incredible efforts. The new security system in all of our schools is up and operational. That started about 2 weeks ago. It has gone very, very well. It's been very well received by the parents. This is the security visitor management system in each of our school vestibules where parents and visitors will have to scan their driver's license to get into our database. It does a clearance check to make sure that we're following all of our board policies and protocols in order to enter the school. So we thank our parents and community members for their cooperation, and for our faculty, especially our office staff, who've done a tremendous job in the transition, and things seem to be going very, very smoothly. And once again, that was one of the initiatives that our tech department has helped out in making sure that our office staff was trained on the new technology.
I showed up at HBW and the high school on day 1, so I experienced it firsthand.
How'd it go?
It was good. They were still trying to figure things out, but it printed the little ticket with my picture on it. Yep.
Get the little sticker with your little
Visitor
little
where
picture.
I'm going with my name and my picture.
Right. So, and the feedback that we received is that once you get into the system the first time, Each subsequent visit goes very, very quickly. It doesn't take that long.
It didn't take long.
No.
And the drop off in the vestibules, people drop off instruments, lunches, all that kind of stuff.
There's cubbies and stuff.
There are cubbies or bookshelves in each vestibule, so that way if parents have to drop off an instrument, gym clothes, lunch, they don't even have to scan to go in. They'll get buzzed into the vestibule, they can drop it off. There's tape and pencils and markers, so that way they can label the materials, and the school makes sure that the children get whatever it is that is being dropped off. And last but not least, with the upper field, with the construction, we did meet, the last time we had a board meeting, we talked about the upcoming home opener, which was against Madison. We did meet that deadline. We did open up successfully as far as our facility goes on the upper field for that football game on the Saturday. The facility is we're still working on some punch list items throughout, but it's definitely usable, and the field has been turned over to the Verona Board of Education. We're very pleased with the progress with Land Tech, the contractor. We still have a few other things. We're still working on adding additional bleachers to the visitor side. They didn't have enough time to complete that. The gravel bed walkways around the perimeter of the field. In the future, probably in the spring, we're going to revisit that as far as paving or cement concrete walkways in that area. But for the most part, we're at the point now where we're growing grass. That's all been taken care of, and we'll just wait to get to the fall season so that way we can get that to germinate. And we temporarily have some fencing up so that way we can keep people off the areas where we're growing grass. And we anticipate that that will stay up for the remainder of the fall season until we get the lawn established. And then moving forward, we'll take that down come before the winter. And then everyone will have access to the full facility. Any questions? Okay, that's all for the superintendent report.
We have one committee report. I was just fishing around for one of the past agendas, and of course I didn't get that far. So the agenda today was around audit. So I forget the date. What is the end date for the general fund audit? I forgot to ask.
It's in December where we have to submit it to the state, but we can have that done this week or the end of next week without submitting it to the state. So we'll know what the numbers are.
And any feedback and commentary on
Right.
that. So in our board meeting presentations, agenda and all that, we need to schedule in the one. I don't remember if that was on already.
We couldn't get it in for December because there's only one meeting, so we did it in January
Oh, so
last
it's
year.
on last year. right?
Last year, or January this past year,
Yeah,
yeah.
so you just need to take a look at when that's done and when Mr. Vinci and Stanley will come and do the presentation. So the audit process is in flight. There are two parts of the audit. There's the general fund, and then there's an audit around the referendum funds. And a couple of things that we talked about on the radar in previous meetings that are still out there. One is the state funding for the aid or offset to the cost that we get for the portions of the referendum project that qualify for that aid is sort of in flight. It happens in piecemeal. So there's nothing, I'm going to say this in my JQ English, and correct me if I said wrong. So as the projects go on, we apply for the aid, we got pre-authorized for the work, and numbers are quoted to us. Then when each relevant piece of the project gets completed, then we submit attestation, sort of documentation that the work was done to standard and whatever other evidence they require. Then it goes into a review process down in Trenton in the pieces that we submit. And then depending on how long that takes, that can take some time. Trenton these days, according to Gary Vinci from our auditing firm, is taking an inordinate amount of time all around the state. He hinted today that it seemed like we were sort of moving quicker than he would have thought with feedback from the state, which is a good thing. So the next round of checks, which is about $1.5 million worth of payments that we're due back, is somewhere between the guy's outbox who approves it and the guy in the mail room or the check writing room, puts the check, puts the stamp on it, and mails it to us. So somewhere in between there. That the reason why this has become this is sort of normal BAU. This is how the process works. The reason why we need to watch this very carefully is because had this been a year ago, you've got all the referendum bond money sitting in a bank account, and you're paying bills bills and all the rest of that money. As the project is winding down, there's not a whole lot of cash left, there's only enough cash to pay whatever bills, and money that we're due from the state that hasn't come yet, has no regard for the invoices that are due that we have to pay. If we find that we're in a pickle and those invoices are coming due, and indication from the state is that it's gonna be some time, and we're not there yet, then we need to evaluate taking some sort of a bridge advance, loan from some bank that says, look, you get this money coming from the state, it's not here yet, we'll give you a 6-month, commercial paper sort of thing as a temporary loan at some diminished rate. Easier said than done, because the interest that we pay, we have to come out of our referendum. Right, so we ordered, I think there's a meeting Friday,
Right.
and, so we should probably convene finance committee next week. Right? Just mark where we are.
And Lisa's gonna be away next week, so I don't know if, either one of you wanna be invited to, we do conference call finance meetings. All right, I'll invite everybody and then see how it works.
Okay, that's finance. I don't know if we have any discussion items, are there any changes to calendars or meeting dates or anything like that?
Can I ask this question? As far as the new security system at the schools, how will that be handled on election day?
On election day, we won't be scanning people to come in unless they're coming in for school purposes. For election day at each school, we have a police officer located at the voting poll. So that way, people can come in through that door that will be open, and the Verona police officer will be there at that location to ensure the security of the building. So for example, at Forest Avenue School, it's through the rear of the building. That will continue. Anybody who needs to come in to visit the school for school purposes will have to go through the visitor management system in front of the building.
They'll block all.
They do. They usually set up the metal gates there in those locations, usually located in gyms.
Okay, that gets us to resolutions.
Okay, we just have, some corrections on the addendums. Personnel resolution number 1 should be for the 16-17 school year. It's, right here. Oh, you're supposed to say that.
So September 28th, 16 to June 16th, 2017.
Wait, on the addendum, sorry. Yeah, addendum number 1, personnel, it says, okay, it should say 16-17. And then we have it down. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, there's 1.1, and then there's 1.2. You said we're going to get
Well, it's in 2 spots, it's also.
Oh, I'm sorry, in the wording. Oh, there
Yeah,
it is.
and then I'll-
And then we'll let's go. And then on number 4, just turn the page there, and I just wanna make sure, okay, so that should be referendum checks and not vendor checks, and the amount is $991,169.87.
So this is referendum checks, and that amount, the 3.6 is struck, right? That's.
Yep. And the check
Correct.
date, is today's date.
27.
Resolve that the board approve resolutions number 1 through number 25 and addendum resolutions number 1 through 4.
Second.
Moved by Ms. Bernardino, seconded by Mrs. A. Any questions? Just want to thank Mr. Murray and Mr. Alvin for the donation of the pianos, resolution number 25. And it was the resolution number 13. So resolution number 13 is the MOA between the school district and the town, and we have to review every year.
With the school district, and they're working together, and it's required under the law, and we both sign off on it and meet every year. Correct.
Okay, great.
And I have a question on number 6, that was the, number 6, the marathon. I know that 2 board members on everybody need to talk about it. Should we have a conversation about that, or I wasn't sure how to do
I shared it with the board. I didn't receive any questions or comments back regarding any of it,
Okay,
so.
I assume you were talking about it tonight, I didn't know that, so. Something we wanna-
I know I had something I spoke to John about that we would talk about, but I'm waiting for Ruben talking about that.
So
I
do
don't
you
know.
do it up tonight, or is it something that if we push to one meeting?
We can push it on. So why don't we do this, if anybody has any questions about it, just
Yeah,
take the
email
question
them.
directly to.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
okay, I just thought we were-
Yeah, I thought we were talking about tonight,
Yeah,
so.
okay.
Sure.
All right, so we're gonna strike number 6.
Yep.
And table it, and that's right.
Okay. Mr. Day?
Aye.
Mrs. Bernadino?
Aye.
Mr. Quattro?
Aye. Okay, that's almost the land record for a Board of Ed meeting. Do we have any public comment or questions? Everybody wants to hold the record. Okay, fantastic. All right, our next meeting is October 11th. We have a confidential session at 7 p.m. and a public meeting following that. Good night.